Cows have hooves instead of feet because they lactose. What's going on, YouTube? So as you guys know from my video on Sunday, the next event is the Undaunted celebration event, and I said in that video it could either be this Thursday or September 31st, and then you guys correctly pointed out that September doesn't have a 31st, and then ZeniMax was like, you know what, drop that event right now. So officially, from Thursday, September 7th, all the way up into Tuesday, September 19th, we will have the Undaunted celebration event. Now, obviously, you guys can go watch that video on kind of the specifics of the event, but in this video, we're going to talk about what dungeons you should farm. I just want to also point out that this year they are going to continue giving a guaranteed item piece set from the dungeon in which the box was acquired. So for the 1,000-foot overview, when you farm dungeons, you get extra reward boxes that are tailored to that dungeon. You could still get opal pages from any dungeon, but one of the guaranteed pieces that you're going to get by completing that dungeon is you're going to get an extra item set from the dungeon. This is a non-curated drop, which means it could be an armor piece, it could be a jewelry piece, it could be a weapon, it could be anything, whether or not you have it already in your sticker book, but it still does make grinding dungeons that you haven't done yet significantly faster, because you can then put it in your sticker book for your curated drop. So those of you who don't know, whenever you kill a boss, only bosses, inside a dungeon, you are guaranteed to get a set item that is not currently in your sticker book. So that's a 1,000-foot overview on that. And you're also going to be able to get the random chapter motives that drop from dungeons, Undaunted keys, yada yada. The only other thing that I wanted to point out is these are the dungeons that are going to have the opal monster mask. These do rotate, that's why we have to highlight them. That's going to be the one from Darkshade Caverns, Cradle of Shadow, Dire Frost, Imperial City Prison, and Elden Hollow 2. That's important to kind of note. You can see this is what you can use for your event tickets, and yada yada. And then these are going to be the monster weapon pages that you're going to roll for. You're going to get one guaranteed one per day, per account, and then subsequent completions of dungeons will give you extra chances to get them. Those being the new Sentinel of Ragazam, Zealdrith, Iceheart, Lord Warden, Night Flame, Swarm Mother. To me, the ones that seem to sell the best in the future seem to be Iceheart, but we'll see how Sentinel does in the future. It could be one that has some pretty decent resale value, but that remains to be seen. And it's no surprise that the same as last year, number one place to farm quickly is Fungal Grotto. So Fungal Grotto, for those of you who don't know, is a starter dungeon, which means it's naturally easier and it has some built-in skips. I'm actually showing you the world record duo speedrun, so you can see their strats, and I will link in the description below their video. But you can see that they're able to complete this in under 2 minutes, which means that you're able to essentially roll for a lot of boxes per hour if you choose to farm this way. A minute and 54 seconds is how long it took them, and that was doing it with only 2 people. Now you can consider doing it with even more, and it gets even nuttier. So the next portion of this video are dungeons that I think are just naturally worth farming. So I'm going to put this in a bit of a random order. I was thinking maybe best to worst, but it really depends on like what type of content you want to do. So number one, though, in my opinion, dungeon to farm during this event is going to be Falkreath Hold. Not only are you going to be able to get Pillar of Nirn, which is arguably the best set in ESO right now for PvE content, you're also to get Iron Blood, which is also a great set for PvP. So you get 2 amazing best in slot sets that do different types of content right off the bat. Another one of those sets that's just really good to have is Zens from Lair of Marsalok. This could be a great farm for you. Lair of Marsalok is a longer dungeon, so going out and farming it now when you get double drops is going to make it significantly better on yourself. Also, the other sets that drop from here are not too shabby also. Another longer dungeon that you might want to consider skipping out on throughout the majority of the year that's got some good sets is Stone Garden, with the primary focus, in my opinion, being Elemental Catalyst. Whenever you deal Flame Shock or Frost damage, you apply a stack of Flame Shock or Frost weakness to an enemy for 3 seconds. Each stack of Elemental weakness increases their critical damage taken by 5%. An enemy can only have 1 stack of each Elemental weakness at a time. Overall, just a great set, and I think it's worth going out and getting during this period. With another shout out to Arceus, Whenever you drink a potion while in combat, you and 3 group members gain 44 ultimate. That's nothing to scoff at, especially in PvP ball groups. Just shouting out some other sets that I feel like get a lot of utilization. Why do ball groups like to generate ultimate? Because they all use their ultimates on you at the exact same time, so they kill you. So, really fun little ball group set if you're interested in other sets from here also. One of the worst hard modes ever to exist in the Elder Scrolls Online is Frost Vault, but that does not take away from the sets that it has that are very good. With the number one being the Chazong, the one at the bottom of the screen. I'll let y'all move down here so my face is not blocking it. When you deal critical damage, you gain a stack of precision, increasing your crit chance by 177 for 5 seconds, up to 10 stacks max. At max stats, you also gain minor force, which increases your critical damage done by 10%. Now, this is not always a best in slot set, but it usually is very high up there. And as a quick shout out, Stonekeepers is one of the best one-piece sets in the game because it gives you a tri-stat stam, mag, and health, which is nothing to scoff at too. That is one of the best one-piece combinations that you can have. Why a one-piece, you might be wondering? Well, if you're wearing a mythical, a lot of us are, you're going to need a one-piece set to go with that. Why not throw on a little nice little tri-stat one-piece monster set to go with it? You don't always need a two-piece. But let's bring it back one time. Let's say you're like, Jake, I don't need any sets. I'm just not feeling them. What else could I farm during this event to make the big bucks? Well, if you're focused more on money and not so much your sticker book, let us talk about these dungeons on screen. We talked a little bit about them earlier, those being the Sentinel dungeon, which is associated with Darkshade Caverns 1, Vildrith, Cradle of Shadow, Iceheart, Direfrost, Lord Warren, Imperial City Prison, and Nightflame Eden Hollow 2. Why might you want to farm these? Well, during the event, when you defeat a boss and loot a specific dungeon's final boss, those being the ones that we just mentioned, on Veteran Hard Mode, you enjoy a greater chance to loot its associated monster mask style page. So, basically, not only do you have a chance to get really good loot, you're also going to get a chance to get the Opal page. Now, during this event, too, you can also get the non-Opal pages from Hard Mode. In fact, if you own a base version of a monster shoulder style, you can also acquire the Opal version of that same style from the Undaunted vendor at a cost of Undaunted keys. We're going to talk a little bit about that when the actual event is out. That's much easier to visualize, but you're basically rolling for a higher chance to get those monster masks. Now, what's the fastest ones of these to do? Darkshade Caverns 1, it's a base game dungeon. It's super fast. I'd highly suggest it if you're looking to also roll and do some hard modes without having to really exert a lot of brain power. Sometimes we don't want to exert a lot of brain power when we get home from work. I'm one of those people. I don't want to have to think about mechanics. I don't want to go into Frostvault and turn into a rat and have to go through a gigantic machine. If you've never done the hard mode, you probably think I'm absolutely crazy, but I'm not. So it's a round room with rats. Round rat, just kidding. But those are some other things that you can farm during the event to also make good profit versus kind of filling out your sticker book. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with a chair that cannot be sat on inside of the Undaunted area. Now, this was really focused on the sets to farm as well as things to kind of farm boxes on. We will talk a little bit too about keys in the future because that's going to be exceptionally important for you guys because you're going to get keys by doing the Undaunted pledges, which you don't have to do. They're not associated with this event at all. But if you're farming rewards boxes, you're also going to be getting keys, and keys can be turned into gold, and gold can be turned into hood rat shit, which we all want because hopefully crown gifting will be back in the future. So it's going to be important to farm that. But what did you guys think? Well, let me know what you guys think of this event. What dungeons did I miss? What will you be farming that I did not touch upon? I tried to keep the list short and sweet, so I definitely think that there are some dungeons that are definitely missing. But let me know in the comments below because I will be doing 3 giveaway drawings. We did our 3 for last month. We're keeping the same format. 1 random like, 1 random subscriber, and then a random word be flashed upon the screen of a random video throughout the month. All you have to do is comment it. The word last month was banana. Will we keep the same fruit theme? Who knows? I'll catch you guys there, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
Post-outro Jake here. Likely tomorrow we'll have a Starfield video. Please don't kill me. I promise I will not. Let that take away from the Elder Scrolls content, but it also helps me take. I only can really post an Elder Scrolls video every other day at max anyway, because I need time to think about video concepts. My goal is not necessarily to just flood the world with ESO videos. I want them to always be poignant, like the one today, and kind of guided towards specific events going on. Tomorrow, it's going along with the day of the release for Starfield. So I'm just very excited about that. So please don't kill me, and I'll catch you guys there. Peace.